Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Scorpion Cigar Reviews. Today we'll be doing something a little different. I have my first ever guest on the show. He's a little shy. We'll call him Larry. Larry, can you tell us why they call you Larry?
Well, it started with me mother and me father.
Well, Larry here is an experienced cigar smoker, and when asked, how many cigars do you smoke in a day, your response is,
As many as I can.
as many as he can. Gotta love that.
My doctor doesn't love it, but he doesn't ask me anymore.
All right. Well, today we will be smoking the Hudson Bay. It's a Gurkha product from Kazat Hansasha, East India Trading Company. You know, they're all the same, as most of you may well know. See, Larry couldn't wait. Fire right up! There you go.
Oh,
No, you're all right. You're
I
all right.
didn't hear the bell.
All right. So, Larry, the way I like to do this, when it's got the large band, of course, I take that off right away. I used to take the bands off right away all the time, but I was finding it was damaging the cigar, and sometimes it wouldn't smoke properly. So
It happens, yes.
yeah. So then I started waiting until it got close to the point, and but you know, there are times when you have to take the band off right away, like if it's on the foot or a large band such as this. So it is what it is.
It was a large band.
Yes, definitely. What I do is I fill out my sheet as I go along. And this cigar, as we said, is the Hudson Bay. And up at the top it's got a spot. And today's date is 9/22/2015. And by the time we get to rolling and lighting up, we'll call it 1620. Offhand, I don't remember the date I purchased it. That's not a big deal at this point. Now, normally what I like to do is I'll make sure I have all my cigar information written down before I start my videos, as far as the cigar blends, the wrapper, binder, filler, where it was made, whatever the specifics are that I have on it. And I've actually done one of these sheets before a while back and never did the video. And this was kind of an impromptu review, as I said, hey Larry, do a review with me. And what'd you say?
What?
So, we're going to skip all that, but I'll add all that in at the end of the video. As well as I'll give you Larry's name and address and his bank accounts.
Stay tuned.
We'll be right back.
Oh, they got a place for it.
So Larry here has already started without me. I'm going to have to try to catch up here. Have a quick little toasting of the foot. And since he started without me, we're going to skip the whole nosing of the foot and the wrapper. And the pre-light draw. Thanks, Larry.
Nobody directed me. Until it was too late. So I'm already into my cigar and enjoying the heck out of it.
Good, good.
And
well, what I guess where we can start then on our scoring sheet. Well, we can still go with like the wrapper look, the feel. Now mine, nice even
it is
chocolate brown, I would say, like a milk chocolate.
well
In
wrapped.
color, well wrapped, tight seams, no fraying or anything, very minimal veining. Nice firm pack with just a little bit of give to it.
And it's starting to oil.
Yep, yeah, it has that nice kind of slick,
Sheen.
almost waxy. It's got a little bit of a sheen to it. Very, I call it buttery soft at this point. That's what I would call it. Very nice. So I would write that on my little notes as far as the wrapper feel and the taste.
You're giving it a what? A 15? And, oh, 5 is the max?
5 on that segment there.
Okay. This was a 6.5 or 7? 6.5?
The size?
Yes.
I think this was a. God, that looks like about a 5 by 50 maybe. It's a Robusto. I think it's 5 by 50.
Now you have cigar weight here. You mean the
As far as like for the size of the cigar, the length, the ring gauge, the pack, does it feel like it's about right?
I do. I give
Okay.
this one a 5.
Okay, cigar weight, yeah, I agree.
And of course I took my label off as soon as I got the cigar. The lighter was next. I'm going to give that label a 5. It was a nice looking label. Ian can probably show you that. Where are we going next?
Cigar weight, if I put on a label application where you know, I give the label a 5. Good looking label, and as far as where I say label application, sometimes you'll have where you take the label off and it won't come off.
It rip your cigar.
Rips the cigar
Right.
because they've used too much glue.
Right.
Or you damage the cigar because the glue is so strong just on the wrapper. The wrapper may not be on the cigar, sticking to the cigar, but you can't get the thing apart.
Correct.
And you end up damaging the cigar trying to get the thing off so you can smoke it. I deduct points for that. But there wasn't anything wrong with this. It peeled off nicely. They have just the right amount of, that's that pressure glue, I guess they call it. Yeah, I gave it, full points for that.
Lit good. Lit.
Yeah, lights nicely.
Yeah.
But we'll have to skip things such as like the nose on the foot and the wrapper because we've already lit, and the pre-light draw. We'll skip that, and that's fine.
And I use a Bic. I have several torch lighters like Ian uses, and I stay with the Bic. If a Bic lights it, smokes, puffs.
Now there are going to be some other differences too because you used a guillotine cutter, so you have a straight cut.
Right.
I used a punch cutter, so I have a much smaller opening. So that will give each of us probably slightly different flavor profiles.
And what do you do when you don't have a cutter?
I always have something. That's what I like about this particular lighter. It's a 4-flame torch lighter, so it'll light the largest of cigars, and then it has a built-in punch cutter in the bottom that just flips out. But you only have one, so you're going to be limited. Now, if you have a great big sucker, you could always put 2 or 3 around it, I guess.
Well, I just bite the end off myself.
Yes, you could do that. Very rudimentary, but yes. All right, so as far as the wrapper look, the wrapper feel and the taste, I'm giving it full points for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we'll have to skip the nosing and the pre-light draw. And we can jump down to the initial lighting, maximum of 10 points. When you first lit the cigar, took your first draw, I got lots of pepper. Kind of burns as I exhale through my nose. They're very peppery. Almost like when you dive into a pool and the water goes up your nose and you get that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I did not get that.
Okay.
Of course, this is probably my 4th cigar this morning or this afternoon. So,
okay.
I know you smoke like a normal human being. You enjoy your cigars. I just can't get enough of them, and I don't usually pick up all the little nuances that you probably would, because my nostrils are so fried to the point where my wife says I can just smell and taste are
Skewed.
excuse is right. Excuse are leaving me as I get older.
You're excused. You can
Yeah, you're excused. Don't do that again in here.
Now I will say, and I haven't gotten this. I've smoked several of these cigars, The very first one I smoked, I got some unusual impressions that I haven't gotten since, except for one other time I got a few of them, but not to the degree of the very first one I smoked.
This is my first Hudson Bay.
Okay. The first one I ever smoked, right off the bat, I thought salty sea air. There's this kind of salty quality. You know, if you've ever been, well, yeah, you've been to the sea.
Yeah.
I'm thinking more New England, cooler waters,
Fresher air.
as opposed to like Florida.
Mhm.
Yeah, the cooler air, the salt that seems to be in the air, and you can smell it and kind of taste it. And that was the very first thing I got from the first time I smoked one of these. And I only got that impression one other time, but it was very subtle and very short-lived. So, you know, the aspect of the cigar changed for me.
Well, I'm down to the second half, and the consistency is not diminished. Still nice draw, even smoke. I wouldn't call it silky smooth, but it's a good draw. It's smooth.
Smooth smoke.
It is
Full.
full.
Yeah, some cigars you draw on it and it's like there's not much smoke there. You can see that there's plenty of smoke there, but it just feels thin. This feels thick and rich. Although I have had some that were a lot thicker.
I would definitely add this to my list of cigars that I've never heard of before. But I enjoy going to a tobacconist and just getting a grab bag and trying out new things that
Mm-hmm. Yes.
never heard of like this. I've never heard of a Hudson Bay before. And I've been smoking cigars a long time, but
How long have you been smoking cigars? When did you start?
I would say I was about 13 years old. My father first stuck a cigar in my mouth, trying to cure me of the cigarette habit, and I said, "Boy, these are much better." So I quit cigarettes.
So you're looking at 50 plus years.
50 years, yeah, 50 plus years. And my mother, God rest her, she said, "Larry, don't you ever take that thing out of your mouth?" And I usually don't. Who's the parent company of this, you said?
Gurkha.
Gurkha.
Yeah, it's Gurkha Products, East India Trading Company, and Kazan Sasha Company.
Well, as you know, I've had my first Gurkhas with you this summer.
That was your first Gurkha?
It was.
Really? Okay, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They were big boys too, weren't they?
Yeah, they're big 6x60s.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll continue on. I'll come back somewhere in the second, third, and Larry here will probably be at the nub by then. See you in a bit.
If you do this anymore, let's spark up something different. So it looks like.
Well, I've just about caught up to you.
Huh?
Here we are. I'm in the second, third, late in the second, third, and you're early in the final third.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've just about caught up to you. I'm starting to burn a little uneven. I thought I was going to have to touch it up, but it's kind of self-correcting. It's relit itself. Didn't have to do anything to it.
Haven't had that problem.
Smoke's a little dry. Leaves my mouth a little dry. That happens from time to time. It's not necessarily a negative reflection on the blend or anything. It's just some blends the smoke is dry, some it's sweet. I think that probably has more to do with it than anything is the sweetness of the tobacco. I'm not picking up any sweet tobacco in this. There's maybe a slightly bitter character to it, which would also account for the dryness of the smoke. Not necessarily bitter in a bad way, it's just... And it could also have something to do with all the lemon juice that I have in my
Well,
iced tea.
As I'm getting to the end of it, I exhale a lot through my nostrils, and it's starting to be no different than the first draw. Still good.
What kind of flavors?
I'm picking up sweet.
Really?
I am.
Okay.
That's because I don't use lemon in my tea.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. It could very well be because I put a little more lemon in my tea than I normally would have. As I was putting it in, I think, well, I think I did too much. And I think I did. But, yeah, I'm still having a little bit of burn issues still. I can see it starting to, one side's burning quicker than the other. But last time I noticed it started to correct itself. So to see what happens. And, like I said, yours have been burning just fine.
Yeah.
So. Still have a lot of that peppery, that pepper note on the retrohale, that kind of that sting on the nostrils for me.
A little bit on the nostrils.
But there's not a... This is kind of one-dimensional as far as the flavor profile goes. There's not a lot of changes. Sometimes I'll smoke a cigar and it'll go from, there'll be cedar, and then next thing you know there's kind of a meaty character to it, or a spicy character, or something herbal or floral sometimes. I'm not getting any of that. I've been pretty much just pepper throughout on this. Varying degrees. Sometimes it's a little stronger than others. So yeah, for me it's one-dimensional. The ash is kind of loose and flaky. It taps off in less than half-inch chunks.
Well, it's no big ash cigar.
No, definitely not. Definitely, it's not one of those long ash cigars that you're gonna have all the way, 5 or 6 inches.
I think I've already
ash.
dropped a couple petals here.
Yep, yep. Well, the key is, as long as you know that the ash is loose, you mind your ash, and you don't wear it. Yep. I actually have several videos where I've dropped the ash and I've caught it on video, and I've gone back, and when I edit the video, I'll put that in slow motion, and kind of.
Well, you've had cigars too that the ashes hang. I said, wow, how long you're thinking about Guinness?
Yeah.
I'm going to call the book up. Look at this ash I got on this cigar. And you're walking around, you don't want to lose it.
That's when you start holding it up like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, and I typically don't do that only because last thing I want to do is have to smoke my cigar like this.
Yeah.
Unless I'm trying to keep the ash.
You just reminded me of Rin Tin Tin.
The dog?
Yeah. Taking a shit. Put that back in your mouth again.
Is that how Rin Tin Tin takes a shit?
Oh, you can't hear this. You could show it to me. You could show it to Christine, but don't hear it.
There you go, there you go. All right, well, that's where we are with this cigar. Pretty one-dimensional. We'll come back somewhere in the nub and see if there's any changes. See you in a bit. Well, here we are. We're going to go ahead and end this video. It kind of went astray on us a little bit here. We got to chit-chatting and bullshitting and that kind of thing. But thank you for once again watching Scorpion Cigar Reviews. We'll catch you next time.